What is up, everyone? I'm Skratch. Welcome to the channel. This is another King Arthur Legends Rise video. Hope you guys are having an amazing day. In today's video, guys, we're actually gonna have a look at Aine. I'm gonna share with you the best build that I currently have on my account. She's an absolute freaking monster, and as I've mentioned on a previous video, I got her wrong from the beginning, okay? I never really looked at her as a damage dealer, but oh boy, she deals crazy good damage. Regardless of what relic you are planning to use, to be honest, all three of them are pretty solid. Of course, each one of them will work better in different areas, but that's what I want to talk about in today's video. Before we get to that, I just want to give a massive shout out to all of you guys that are supporting my channel through the supporter creator program. If you guys want to put your hand on free rewards without downloading anything, without costing you anything, and you get to help and support the channel, make sure you guys click on the link in the description down below, head over, support Skratch Gaming, and I'm going to be able to send you free summon stamina gold straight after the video. Then, I do want to mention another thing. The beta for Godforge is coming close, guys, okay? We're almost there. So, if you guys are interested in the game, make sure you actually head over and subscribe to this channel. I'm trying to reach over 1,000 subscribers before the beta drops. The game is absolutely crazy, okay? I will show you a little bit of the trailer right here, but it's really... Actually, we're going to watch all of the trailer. So, if you want to keep up to date with news and everything else related to this game, make sure you guys subscribe to that channel as well. But the trailer is really badass. Very good music on it as well. Really solid. So, as I was mentioning, this is a game made by gamers, guys, okay? So, it's definitely gonna be the top game of the year. I'm very confident in this genre, so definitely make sure you head over, subscribe to the channel, check out the game, pre-register for the beta. You have all of the details on that channel. But let's move into the main thing, and that is Aine, guys. Why is she so freaking spectacular? I always liked the champion. I always thought that she's really good, but I never really looked at her as a damage dealer. I always looked at her more kind of like a support champion hero. Basically, she has the passives. Attacking all enemies 2 times when using the skill 3. Total damage 78% attack. Damage increases according to the effect resistance. Total additional damage per stat, 2% attack. Which means that the higher effect resistance you have, the more attack you're going to gain. Which means more damage. So, I have pretty trashy gear on her at the moment. The stats are definitely not what I like them to be, but I'm still gonna share that with you as well. She's not max chivalry just yet, only chivalry 7. Chivalry 9 as well is going to be massive because she's going to gain 20% crit rate from there. You have the counter attack as well, which is really powerful. Tons of buffs for your team as well. And talking about relics, the Frost one is really good at buffing, right? You have effect resistance, increased defense, you have the increased attack, of course the cleansing for the dot and all that. Then swapping to a different relic, for example. So if we're gonna go over to the fire relic, this deals damage. So unlike the Frost one that just has effects and doesn't deal damage, this actually deals an AoE damage as well on top of the passive. So this one doesn't have the best damage. The best damage output is, of course, from the Storm Relic, which actually has an 193% attack on top of the passive. But this gives you debuff immunity, the second skill, a chance to remove dot from an ally, abnormal status, and crit rate. So that goes only on an ally. To be honest, it really depends where you are using her, and then you're going to be able to kind of like decide what relic you should be taking in for a spin. Now, talking about equipment, I have mine finally built on a full resistance set, and I have her on a focus set, even though the pieces are not right there. As you guys can probably notice, I have quite a few 5-star pieces, which will be a massive upgrade once I'm gonna get better ones. I have a flat attack on the belt, which really needs to be effect resistance, preferably a 6-star. So hopefully next rotation I'm gonna be able to get one. This is effect resistance as well. This right here is crit rate. I am hoping that in the future I can change this to crit damage. Then I have an attack speed right here. You could go with attack if you want to, but I'm looking at it kind of like from two different points of view. Damage plus support as well. I do want to get the buffs before my other damage dealers are moving as well. And I don't want her to be super slow. So that's why I went with attack speed instead of just attack percentage. Then we have a hit accuracy right here. That flat defense would be amazing as an effect resistance. And we have pierce right here. An attack percentage would be nice as well instead of the flat HP maybe. And 6-star as well would be much better, right? Now, when we are talking about the total stats, as you guys can probably notice right here on the screen, there's a lot of room for improvement, as I was mentioning before. I only have 127% effect resistance. I'm aiming to get somewhere to 160% preferably, and still kind of like keep around the same amount of attack, slightly higher pierce, slightly higher hit accuracy, and all this will overall help. And a bit of more crit damage would definitely be nice on her. Now, I want to show you basically a couple of different things with her. Of course, she's really good in the new Podarge Sanctuary dungeon. New is not that new, but hey. Now, I'm using her like this, okay? With the fire relic in here because she deals additional damage. Some people use her with a stone relic. You can, of course, use a Turin in here to buff her. So Turin can increase the resistance on her even more. Everybody should get Turin for free, right? So you should be able to basically just pair them together. Let me just find mine because she's hiding somewhere here. Probably I already passed Turin. There we go. So Turin has effect resistance right here, as you guys can probably notice. Then she has effect resistance on this one right here as well. So like this, she will self-buff and heal. For me, it's not really working well because I just don't generate enough healing with her if I'm dropping Nika. But I've heard a few people actually running it like that to basically just gain more damage. So I just want to show you basically how much damage Aine is going to deal. So this is my Claricin. She's not fully maxed in terms of Chivalry just yet, but hey, we have Chivalry 6, and the rest will not really give her insane amount of damage compared to what she has at the moment. The relic is maxed on her, as you guys can probably notice. The equipment is fairly decent. Not necessarily the best, but we have 5.5k attack, 72 crit damage, 17% pierce. So she should be getting the job done. Now, she's not as fast, of course. A few other things that are influencing the damage a bit on this dungeon is basically the boss and the minions crowd controlling some of my heroes. That's why I like using the fire relic as well, because this one gives me abnormal status immunity. But my relic is not max yet, so I only have a 60% chance to get that. So let's actually do a run to see the damage as well. So hopefully I'm sitting on the right side of the screen, so the damage can be seen on the screen perfectly. Yeah, I can even move a bit more to the side. And she has some very strong AoEs. Like, look at that. Very good damage, right? I feel like even before, when I had her on a full attack set, the damage was pretty good as well. But it's definitely much better to have much higher effect resistance because it converts in 2% attack. So overall, you're getting a much better return than just using an attack set. The problem is, at least for my account, I haven't really forged much resistance gear, so I barely managed to squeeze a decent set, right? But I am going to prioritize forging more resistance gear, so hopefully I'm going to be able to upgrade her in the next couple of weeks or so. You see, we have Claricin who's controlled right here, which is a bit unfortunate. We really need that A3 on Aine to proc a bit more often. I wish the AI would allow me to use the A2 and the A3 every now and then, and don't constantly force me to use the A3 if I have enough vigor, because it just sucks, okay? I want her to use the A2 skill as well. Every little helps, basically, right? So you're not necessarily seeing her in here at her full potential with all of the counterattacks and everything else that happens, but we're gonna do a raid boss for the clan. I think level 28 or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. I've already done the run, so I've pre-recorded that. But you're gonna see how impactful it is in there. It's actually crazy good. So beautiful, dropping some serious damage. As you guys can probably see the numbers on the side. Now, if I would bring in another hero to buffer with even more increased resistance, that would be amazing. Because, hey, they're just basically additional stats on her, and she would deal even more damage. Now, the Storm Relic is really good as well, because it does deal more damage. Unfortunately, my Fire one is not max, so I can't really show you her full potential overall. But that's fine. You should still get an idea of how freaking busted she is, okay? What was that? 264k damage? Was that right? Or was it 26k damage? I'm not 100% sure. I think it was 264, but maybe I got that wrong. Either way, we're gonna check it at the end to kind of like see the highest hit, the total damage that she dealt and stuff. So she's really good, especially versus this dungeon, because you do require AoE attacks to slowly kill all of those harpies, right? If not, you know the drill. This boss is really not forgiving you, so you do need to deal a lot of damage to basically ensure that he's not wrecking your entire team. So there we go, another big AoE attack right there, beautiful. And the boss is almost down. Now, I'm still not speed farming this dungeon just yet. I'm trying to get my IRAT up and running. I still need to basically max the relics, max the skills on her, and it's just pretty hard to get all of the materials that I need at the moment, because I've invested everything that I had before in Nika, right? So now I need to basically focus a bit on IRAT, since I did not have her before. And honestly, Nika is just such a freaking amazing hero that there are absolutely no regrets whatsoever. And there we go. We got the boss down. Now, are you ready to see the damage? And repeat, we don't want to repeat nothing. Let me go at the battle stats. So look at the damage. We have Claricin with 25%. As I mentioned, it is a bit skewed because she does get crowd control pretty often, which doesn't allow her to only go with the basic skill. But we have Aine with 49% of the damage dealt in this dungeon, guys, okay? Which is really strong. Then, if we are looking at the damage, yes, so the highest damage was 23,000, my bad, not 260k or whatever I just mentioned before, but the total damage is 706,000, guys. Crazy good damage from Aine right here. And this was with the Fire Relic. You can, of course, use her with the Storm if you want to. That's gonna deal slightly better damage as well. But let's move on to the next thing. And I want to show you the clan raid, basically. So this is the team that I'm running. I'm running Nika in here. I'm running IRAT. And I'm running, of course, Sigrun and Aine. That's my team for the Nest of Wyskalhaeg boss in the clan raids. And it's doing pretty well. I'm just quickly checking a bit here to see if the gear is spot on. I was maybe considering to maybe give her an HP or something, but then I was like, nah, she should be fine as she is. So right here we're running Aine with the Storm, with the Frost Relic. More buffs, more increased defense, more survivability. She is gaining, of course, the increased resistance, but she doesn't do as much damage when she's using the A3 skill, because the actual relic doesn't proc damage, right? It's just basically the passive proccing the damage. But you're gonna see how much damage we're actually dealing versus this boss. And this was level 28, okay? The counterattack is the craziest thing ever in here. It's just so freaking good. And you're going to notice every time we counterattack how the damage just absolutely flies up. So every now and then I'm going to basically make sure she is using that A2 skill as well, because that's pretty good as well, gaining the buffs and everything else, right? And then I'm just letting them fly. Look at the counterattack. Bang, 50k damage. Another counterattack proccing. Bang, 60, 70k damage right there. Another counterattack proccing. 70k damage once again. And just from counterattacks, we're adding so much damage, guys. So this should be a very good example on what team you guys can use in the clan raids as well versus Wyskull, right? If you have the heroes, you can definitely look at doing something similar. I don't necessarily have the craziest gear on them, to be honest. But it's still pretty... I would say they are pretty decent builds. Pretty decent gear overall. So we're almost at 1 million damage already. And that mainly came from counterattacks, okay? Counterattacks are AoE attack, of course Sigrun, and of course Iorat doing some damage as well. But you're going to be able to see it at the end of the run, where, of course, the counterattack from Aine increases the damage on all of my team, right? So that will inflate their stats as well. But you're going to see how well she actually performs. So basically, that's the whole drill right here. I'm actually going to fast forward a bit more in the front. We've seen all the action with all of the counterattacks dropping in. We broke the right wing. Now we're going to break the left wing and slowly deal even more damage versus the boss. All of my team will survive all the way to the end, which is really, really good. So look at that. We're close to 3 million damage on level 28. Definitely not super easy to achieve unless you're really making that perfect team together. So we had 153k damage, and I think that was a counterattack if I'm not mistaken. So it does add up a lot of damage. We broke 3 million damage. We are at 3.3 right there. Beautiful, beautiful damage. True, we do have a lot of mark on the boss as well, which is kind of something that we need versus this boss. The entire team survived, and that's thankful to Aine as well, because we're gaining the increased defense and everything else. So look at that, 72 million score on level 28, guys. And check out the damage. Check out the damage. It's going to be really, really solid. I'm not sure why it shows 2.5 million damage dealt when we actually dealt like 3.4, 3.5 million damage. Look at that. So you have, of course, Aine with 26% of the damage dealt. Then you have Sigrun with 38%, and you have Iorat with 33%. And keep in mind, Aine was with the Frost Relic, the one that doesn't deal damage when you're using the A3 skill. The damage comes from the passive. And all of the counterattacks that all of my team got increased the damage by miles, okay? So Aine, guys, absolutely freaking top-notch. Amazing, amazing hero. I cannot recommend you to build her in any different way than this, because this is literally the best way to gain maximum value out of the hero. As usual, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. How are you using your Aine? How do you have her build? And if you enjoyed the video, smash a like, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, help with that YouTube algorithm. And as usual, guys, I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.